Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we've got another beer from the Beer 52 Holland box, the Netherlands box, and it's this one. It's coming in a bottle, a 330ml bottle. It's a session IPA-ish, so I'm not quite sure what that means. It's probably going to be sort of IPA, slightly lagery if anything goes with a lot of these. It's called Hugs and Kisses. It's by the Brouwerij De Molen, so Brouwerij De Molen in Holland, and it's quite good. You get, I don't know about you, and let me know in the comments, but I like a lot of my craft beer in cans. I don't know why, because I usually I prefer beer like lager and stuff like that in bottles, but this one's in a bottle, so let's crack it open, shall we? I have to find my bottle opener, see if we can get it out. There we go. So, 3.5%, fairly low APV. Let's get this beer into a glass, see what it's like. I expect it's... well, it's quite dark. You can see that. See that darkness there? It's probably going to be more like a bitter or an ale. I've got a nice one finger head. It's a slightly off-white colour, not a frothy white. Fairly dark. You can see quite high levels of carbonation there. Sort of an amber colour, I suppose you would call that, like an amber ale. Let's get some aroma, shall we? Very, very subtle, the aromas, but there's a slight... I would say, if anything, there's a slight floral, sort of flowery sort of smell to it. Picking up very, very little though in terms of aromas. Just that sort of slightly flowery sort of, you know, like ultraviolet sort of smell. That slight whiff of that, but there's no strong fruit smell at all in it. So let's get it down, shall we? Cheers, everyone. Yeah, there's quite a sort of caramel, toffee, sort of caramel malt in there, I think. I'm trying to, you know, it's almost, you know, alien to a lot of the beers that I've tried recently. It's more than it doesn't taste quite like a lager or a pilsner, but it's quite thin in terms of its body. A little bit sort of a little watery. I think that obviously because it's 3.5%, it's quite low in alcohol. It's really difficult actually to sort of really describe this. It's a very sort of, it reminds me of there's a little bit of bitterness in the back end. So it's given me that more of a flavour of a traditional English ale, you know, like a golden ale. Obviously it's a bit dark, it's got slight bittery tones to it, but I wouldn't call it a sort of bitter. Quite high levels of carbonation. It's quite fizzy for a sort of ale. It's very drinkable though. Nothing wrong with that at all. It is like a more full-bodied pilsner or lager. It's got a much more sort of darker malt sort of taste to it. That sort of caramel malt, caramel toffee, a little bit of sweetness there, but very pleasant, really nice. I mean, it's something a little bit different than your sort of traditional IPA or pale ale. No real fruit to it. No sort of... no. There's very little fruit. Maybe a sort of slight sort of red or dark berry, a little bit, if you can really sort of... but the caramel malts is really sort of quite overpowering. But it's really nice. If you like bitters, but you want something a little bit more lighter for the summer, then this is a really great drink. So this is Hugs and Kisses. It's from the Brouwerij De Molen. Let me just have a quick look at it. Yeah, I mean, it's ingredients: water, barley, malts, which pills caramel. So there are caramel malts in there. Bitter hops, yep, which is called Saz, dry hop, mosaic, hop fermenting, yeast. Quite pleasant, quite nice. You know, it's probably more typical of your, as you say, if you go to the continent, you have a darker ale, it's more like that. A little bit more. Still has sort of elements of lager in there, a pilsner in there, in terms of the level of carbonation. But really pleasant, really good. Let's get some scores, shall we? Okay, the scores are in for Hugs and Kisses. Nice IPA, session IPA-ish, 3.5%, pretty low ABV. Straight away, so aroma. There wasn't huge amounts of aroma. You know, a little bit of sweet maltness there, but no sort of real fruit. So I wouldn't say it was sort of overpowering, but not too bad. 10 out of 20 I'm giving it for aroma. Probably marked down a little bit lower than that. Appearance, well, you know, it's a nice dark amber ale there. We're going to give that a 7 out of 10 for appearance. Flavour, well, it tastes really good. That sweet caramel sort of malts is really sort of quite up front in the flavour, but it's really light as well. Really nice. So usually a caramel malt or a darker malt like that can sometimes make it a little bit heavy, but the level of carbonation in there and the sort of crispness gives it that sort of real more summer feel, and I quite like that. So I'm giving it a 33 out of 40 for flavour. Value for money, it's in a free 30ml bottle, but £3. It's not the best, so we're giving it 7 out of 10 for that. And overall experience, again, something a bit different. I'm really enjoying this Beer 52 Holland box, because there's something a bit different. I would not necessarily pick a beer that was like this, but it's a real nice difference. And you know what they say, change is good as a holiday, and that's what I feel like when I'm drinking this. Really good. 14 out of 20 I'm going to give this one for overall experience. So we tighten those scores up, and we've got another beer from the Beer 52 box in the 70s. It's a low 70, it's a 71. It's it's not the best Whitesnake song, so what could it be? Well, it could be Kitten's Got Claws, or it could be Cheap and Nasty from the Slip of the Tongue album. Still good though, still going to slide it in slow and easy. So until the next video, keep on rocking.